welcome back to Physiotherapy Junoon channel. I Dr. Vinita, MPT Ortho, and today's our topic on cervical facet joint irritation with no radiculopathy sign. Some patient having a radiculopathy sign, some patient have no radiculopathy sign. So today we'll study the no radiculopathy sign. First we study the facet joint. What are the facet joints? The facet joint is a crucial anatomical region and the biomechanical role in facilitating articulation of the vertebra to the spinal column. It is a diarthrodial joint with opposing articular cartilage surface that provide a low friction. So it's a crucial anatomical structure. Here you see that it is diarthrodial joint, diarthrodial. And the next is the low friction environment. It creates low friction environment and a ligamentous capsule that encloses the joint space. Together with the disc, the bilateral facet joints transfer load and guide the constrained motion in the spine due to their geometry and mechanical function. So they are helping in to transfer the load. Although a great deal of research has focused on defining the biomechanics of the spine and the form of function of the disc, facet joint has only recently become the focus of experiment and you can say computational, and there are lots of clinical studies now on the facet joints. This mechanical behavior ensures the normal health and function of the spine during physiological loading, but can also lead to its dysfunction. When the tissue of the facet joints are altered either by injury, either by degeneration, or due to the result of you can say surgical modification of the spine, so there are lots of changes to the facet joint and that leads to some dysfunction. The anatomical, biomechanical, and physiological characteristics of the facet joints in the cervical and lumbar spines have become the focus of increased attention recently with the advent of surgical procedures of the spine, such as disc repair or replacement. So these are some fact about the facet joint, and the facet joints are the zygoepiphyseal joints, you can say, or facet joints are complicated biomechanical structure in the spine with complex anatomy like mechanical performance, and on the like they are located on the posterolateral aspect. You see that this is the anterior part, this is the posterior part, and they are located posterolateral part of the spine. These facet joints are typically diarthrodial joint with cartilage surface that provide low frictions. So we have some idea about what are the facet joints, what they do, and there are some their properties. Now in this video we will see that if a patient affected by this dysfunction, then how we will treat the patient. First, the overview of this condition is that is possibly more described than real, as there is no way of actual proving that the facet joints are irritated. However, the history and objective examination tends to show that the patient symptom increase with movement activities that put pressure on the facet joints. So if there is loading on the facet joint, loading, or you can say pressure, or some activities, that they will cause the facet joint pain, facet joint pain. So this is overview. What are some more facts about the this facet joint. The 55% of facet syndrome cases occur in the cervical vertebra. This is very common disease process. Its prevalent increase with age. Like if degenerative changes by the age happen, like in 55 years or 50 years of age, there is a significant economic impact to the patient. Neck pain due to cervical facet joint involvement is known as the cervical facet syndrome. These facet irritation create two type of condition, with no radiculopathy, with radiculopathy. So today's video is on no radiculopathy. The posterior facet joints are synovial joints. So these are synovial joints similar to other joint in the human body. They experience constant repetitive motion and can become worn and torn. They also can become restricted in movement or develop too much movement resulting in pain. The facet joints are shaped and angled differently in the cervical, thoracic and lumbar spine. This allows for all the available motion within the spine. So the alignment of the facet joints are different from cervical, lumbar and in thoracic region. Subjective findings. What are the subjective findings? Onset. Onset of cervical no radiculopathy pain is gradual with no cause, occasionally due to overuse, working with arm above the head and having look up period of time. The patient usually over 50, but maybe younger generation too affected, because I seen some very young patients, like sometime patient one of your patient came that history of like suddenly in morning he can't move the neck part, he can't do flexion, he can't do rotational movements. So yeah, younger patients also affected, but more common in 50 year of age. Duration. The patient often suffers symptoms for a prolonged period of time before seeking therapy. A period of several weeks to several months is common. Frequency. There is usually a history of recurrent neck problems over 1 to 2 years. So here you see that 1 to 2 years, it's very long time. So muscles are already weakened and there is some degenerative changes, and that may lead to facet joint syndrome with steadily increased intensity and duration of symptom with each subsequent episode. Arm of area of symptoms. Symptoms are felt centrally in the cervical spine. Here you see pain. If both sides are affected, one side will usually be more painful than other. Maybe right side is more affected than left. Pain may also radiate into area of upper trapezius, over the scapula, and unilateral or bilateral. Types of symptoms. Pain, very sharp pain with the movement, a general ache, stiffness, occasionally a bumping sensation may be felt in the upper, middle, shoulder girdle, and grinding sounds, bones scraps against each other, the movement of neck, headache, muscle spasm. So these are some types of symptoms you can find in the patient. Objective findings. What are the objective findings? First is the observation. In either very acute case or where an episode has lasted for a prolonged period of time, patients tend to hold their neck slightly flexed, and noticeably there is a protrusion, so forward head posture. Active movements. There are marked restriction of extension. So here some restrictions. And produce patient's typical symptom. Flexion is usually mildly limited. Mild. Okay. Sensation felt in the sides of the cervical spine. Both side flexions are usually limited. Side flexions limited. Affected joint flexions to the side and pulling sensation felt on the side of affected joint with flexion away from the affected side. Active rotation. If patient affected from right side, then and he she doing left side flexion, then there is some pulling sensation. Active rotation. Active rotation of the cervical spine usually stiff but not particularly limited or painful. There is a feeling of stiffness, not painful. Passive movement. Passive movement done by you, physiotherapist. Muscle resistance is usually encountered on over pressure into the extension. Extension with a stiff soft tissue and feel to all other movements. So if you want to know the and feel, what is the and feel, you can check my Instagram. Daily I am posting one short video for muscles, for like short topics like and feel or other short videos, so you can watch there. And for the cervical active, passive and registered movements, I also make some videos. You can check on my YouTube and on Instagram too. Then we proceed to the registered movement. There is no pain on isometric testing of any movement in the cervical spine. So there is a happy face. Strength in the muscle of the neck, shoulder, girdle, upper extremity within the normal limits. So here is one question. That strength of the muscles. Patient have sudden pain. Okay. No previous like history or other thing. If patient having pain, neck pain from 1 to 2 year, there is some reduction in the strength. But patient having a recurrent trauma or recurrent you can say pain in the facet joint, there is no any strength problem. Palpation tenderness is normal, and for the palpation there is a separate video on YouTube listed over the affected joints. Now our favorite part, physiotherapy. So first is the modality, heat application. So patient can buy these type of heating pillows or neck pulse ultrasound you can give. This is very effective and can help to relieve discomfort. Laser also used for some temporary relief. Slightly larger pillow is good for the patient, which produce mild flexion of the cervical spine, and often it prove most effective and producing a position of comfort. Gentle manual traction. So here you see that in this picture, gentle manual traction. First we give manual traction, then we proceed to the mechanical. First is the manual, then mechanical. With the head maintained in the position of maximum comfort, can produce surprisingly quick relief of symptoms. It's very effective. Treatment. If you know the mobilization very accurately, then it gives better and best results. And after that you just apply ice pack and tense. It is really very effective. And for the ultrasound, you can watch my video. I give the particular part how you can calculate the doses of ultrasound. Next is the active shoulder girdle exercises. You can start like this, and like upper head exercises and whole shoulder girdle exercise, strengthening exercise. Mechanical traction you can give if patient have no pain with the manual traction. Then you proceed to the mechanical traction. Okay, and after the facet irritation test, and here is the range of weight 10 to 10 7 to 10 pound. gentle pain free active neck flexion, rotation, side flexion, all these movement. Initially आप क्या करेंगे, first you give supine line, then sitting, and then standing. Light resisted upper extremity exercise can be introduced with the patient performing them in a position of comfort. Neck retraction exercises should be introduced slowly in supine line. If tolerated, progression to retraction and extension exercise, and it progress to the sitting position. Postural re-education, aim of strengthening of the muscle of shoulder girdle and cervical paravertebral muscles. So postural re-education is very important. If you are attending any type of patient, so you have to give postural re-education to the patient. Thanks for watching. You can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram account is by Dr. Vinita underscore physio, and you also Google me. Google just physiotherapy Junoon, so you can find out my LinkedIn, my Instagram, and my Google posts. So everywhere you find some knowledgeable stuff, so you can follow me, and please subscribe my channel and share with your friends, so more people avail this benefit. And one thing I say that please watch full videos and on my YouTube channel, and if you have any problem you can comment in me, or you can directly message me on Instagram. And thank you so much for watching.